Hey guys, this is Crow and welcome to Promo Look At. These are basically videos that I do for tabletop gaming, and without further ado, today's promo we're going to be looking at is for King of Tokyo, a game by Richard Garfield. And the card we're looking at today is going to be for King of Tokyo, like I said. Let me move this out of the way. And the promo we're looking at today is going to be Zombified. And basically, here's the art. I like how the background is done with like this. It looks like darkness is coming, as you guys can see over here, as the sun is setting on that side. And to me, this creature looks like it's a White Walker. The White Walker's got this creature. So I'm assuming Mr. Reggie Torres over here was actually watching Game of Thrones, and that's where the inspiration came from, because his blue eyes and this little blueness over here, the tongue is blue. And I'm assuming that's what it's destroying this little town or the city, I should say, with its tentacle. I don't know if that is a tentacle or a tail, but I can't really see the bottom of its body. It looks like it could be a serpent, but I don't know. But the rest of the background is still fine. And you kind of see little spikes around here, so I don't know if it is a serpent or that's rubble. But it looks really cool. If this was actually a life-size, or they did like a real life-size sculpture of this, I think it'll look just creepy. I'm like, oh man, that thing is creepy. If that thing was real, whoa. But yeah, so what does Zombified do? So for 4 energy cubes, so here are my 4 energy cubes to purchase it, and I have to purchase it from over here. For 4 energy cubes, I basically get to keep this card, and they'll be right here to the side of me. And basically, this keep card, it says, if you reach 0 hearts for the first time in this game, lose all your stars, leave Tokyo, gain 12 hearts, and continue playing for the rest of the game, your maximum hearts is increased to 12 hearts, and you can't use heart rolls anymore. So basically, if you were in Tokyo, if you were outside, and you get killed, let's just say by Mr. Penguin over here, and you ended up here, and this is the first time you basically got killed, you lose all your points, you go to 0, but you go to 12 hearts. So now all of a sudden, now I'm still alive, and I can take my turn, because Mr. Penguin over here killed me with the smack that they did. So even if I was in Tokyo, they would just go to Tokyo, I'll die, but I'll still come back, no matter what, if it's the first time I got killed. Because if it was the second time I got killed, so this wouldn't basically take effect. It has to be the first time you get killed. So I don't know if there's another card in this game where you could come back to life. So basically, I can no longer even roll hearts. So if I were to roll this heart right here, or a couple of hearts, I basically can no longer heal. Basically, I have to stay the way I am, and I will just start losing life unless I find cards over here that give me health. If not, then all of a sudden, I can no longer roll hearts. So for me personally, and for Mr. Tom Vassar from the Dice Tower, we like to fight. So coming back to life and continue to fist fighting with all these other people will be great, because now I can just continue attacking, because Mr. Penguin just went. I wasn't supposed to go. It was supposed to be Mr. Gigasaur over here, but too bad. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to start rolling. And I don't want no points. I'll take the electricity. I don't want no points. Damn it. So now I'm stuck. But if it was a smack, I'm smacking you. And I don't want a heart either. So I want another smack too. So that's basically how this guy will work now with this card. So let's go with, do I highly recommend it? How is it available? And what are little things I can tell you about this? Well, for starters, I can tell you guys that it does fit in a standard sleeve. I use black sleeves, as you guys can see, so that way I don't know what's coming up next, because with the second edition of King of Tokyo, as you guys can see, this is basically the second edition as well. Eater of the Dead. So it's still the second edition. It's still the same background. But if you had any cards that you were using from the first edition, you kind of would tell that they're coming up. So that's why I use dark sleeves, black sleeves. But you should use dark sleeves when it comes to using, because promotion items like this card, the Howard, you will know what's coming up next. Or if you guys were using the costumes, and you have to shuffle them in, the backgrounds are going to be different. So that's why I kind of keep it hidden, so that way we don't know what's coming. So there's one little thing I have to say. So if you had first edition King of Tokyo, you have to change your backgrounds, because again, the backgrounds are different from the standard. So I'm going to keep this over here so you guys can continue seeing it. Like, that's basically a little difference between this. So do I highly recommend this? it's not the best card out there, but it is an interesting card. For those people who like to fight and like to kill, and they want to just come back and continue fighting, this card is actually very, very good. So it's not a bad promotional item in that aspect. How was this card available though? Basically, this card was available and given out through the April issue of Tabletop Gaming 2018, and it also was a Kickstarter for the family pack for King of Tokyo for the Game Boy Geek of last year. So that's how I basically got my copy. If you supported him. Now, is this card still available? Can I still purchase it now? Well, not with the Game Boy Geek. It's no longer available unless you did a pledge this year and then you got this as a bonus to add to your cart to basically say, hey, I want some the family pack and I'll get the Zombified. But other than that, there is no other way of getting it now unless you check the BGG store, not the game market, just the store where people sell cards. Because there is one, I saw a couple of them in there available for around $10, not counting the shipping. And I did see a couple of them also on eBay for around $10, but not counting shipping again, if there is shipping and the tax that is going to be added. But I highly only recommend getting this. I'm going to just say it like that. If you guys like to just fight and just like want to kill and you guys don't care about the points, because if you care about points, this guy is not going to be that great, but because you're going to restart your points again. Now, with 66 cards in this game already, and I also have a bunch of promotional cards in here, seeing this card come out is going to be tough unless you have a lot of player count, and then you're probably going to see this card, but in that aspect, it's not the best card. It is pretty good. Seeing how you can't heal anymore kind of gives this like a little bit more of a kill. You have to rely on like cards coming out so that you can get heal from them, unless you get evolutions, because you can still get evolutions no matter, even if you roll hearts, but you just won't get the heal effects from it. But in that aspect, it's okay. It's not the best card, but if you do want to get it because you like to fight like me, I will get it, but not everybody will like to fight. But in that regards, I only recommend it for people who like to just fight and like to come back and then continue fighting. So that's where it is. But if you're people who like to be points and all your friends like to go for points, this card is not highly recommended for that type of game. But let me know in the comments below, guys. Do you recommend getting the Zombified? Let people know in the comments below. That way they can get a higher chance of a choice to say, hey, yeah, I should get it, or hell, nah, forget it. I'm just happy with my 66 base cards from the game and some other promotionals. But with that being said, I got a special thanks for you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.